Hi, friends. Welcome back to her Money Mindset Show. I'm Stephanie, her money coach, and I am so glad you're here. I'm super excited for week 2 here in our series to kickstart our money for next year. Today, in our second episode, we're talking about your money vision, which will help you get clear and exciting picture of what you want. And I love doing vision work because I'm a dreamer, first of all. And I love to just think about what's possible that I never thought was possible. And honestly, like I talked about last week, our beliefs about what is possible is based on what we know to be true from our upbringing, from school, from our friends. And we haven't really thought about what is possible because we don't know what's possible unless we're actively looking for it. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. And then next week, we're going to talk about money goals. We're going to take our fun vision and put it into actionable, achievable goals. Then week 4, we're going to talk about money habits because once you have goals, you need to have the daily practices so that you actually keep on track. Back to vision. And like I said, I just love thinking about a money vision because I love to imagine what's possible that I haven't maybe thought of. I love to think about what I really want, what's really important to me, and how I really want to be, do, and what do I want to have. If we're thinking about our money vision, imagine you're an author and you're writing your own story. What does it feel like? What does your story look like? That's what you're doing when you're creating a money vision. It's not goals. Like, we will cover goals next week, but like, I want to earn $100,000 this year, or I want to lose 20 pounds. It's bigger than that. It's like, what is your life's dream? What do you aspire to get out of life? If you were on your deathbed and you were looking back at your life, what are the things you would want to know you did? Are the things you want to know you would feel? That will help you know what's most important to you. And that's the thing about a vision. It is unique to you. It is written by you. You are the main character because everything you want in life, only you know, and it's different than what anyone else's wants. A lot of times when we're thinking about our money or what job we're going to do, it's based on someone else's thoughts for us. A lot of times people get into careers because maybe their parents thought that they should be a lawyer, or their parent really wanted them to be a doctor. Truly, that drives some people to do certain careers. And sometimes that is not their path at all. And they don't like it. It's hard to know what you want because you're so invested in doing what someone else wanted for you. A couple examples of things that are part of my money vision. Family is the number one most important thing to me. Being with my 2 adult kids is the desire of my life. I don't mean being with them in a weird, unhealthy way. They have careers, they have friends, they are launching their life in their 20s, and I am very happy and proud of that. But I also like us having time together. That helps build us as a group. So one of my dreams is that we do fun family adventure trip at least once a year. This has been a part of my big dream, big vision for quite some time. And when I walked away from the business that I lost, we actually took a month and went to an Airbnb in California, and it was just the 3 of us. I worked from there and we went on walks. It was amazing. It's hard to do that now because they have careers and jobs, and it's difficult to get it all together. But one of my dreams is that we can do bucket lists of what we wanna do, like a safari or a Hawaii trip, and then make time to do it, and we can actually do it because we have the money, and I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't figured that one out, but that is something that is truly important to me because it's not the thing, it's the building the memories and the things as a family. Because what I know is when we talk together as a family about trips that we went on, there are always a lot of great stories and memories. A lot of them are not what you would expect. And traveling as a single mom was challenging. One year, I took them to SeaWorld, and this this sounds so dumb, but as we drove into SeaWorld, my rental car, which I didn't even know what brand it was, what color it was at the end of the parking lot. And so it didn't occur to me that when we came out 8 hours later, that parking lot would be full, and I had no idea how to find that car. So I parked the kids in a shady place under a car, not under the car, but on the side of the car because it was super hot. And I would, in my flip flops, run up and down, clicking the car thing so it would make a noise. And then we would move on to the next aisle and I would park them there, run up and down. Anyway, when we talk about that vacation, the story isn't about how awesome SeaWorld was and we saw the great orcas. It's always a laugh about how I was running up and down and how hot they were and all of those things. So, this to say that to me, in my vision, it's about family and it's about memories. Obviously, the different aspects, but when it comes to part of my money vision, I want to earn extra money so that I can build those dreams and those memories. And at some point, when my kids have families, that we can all, as a big group, do this adventure trip together. What you want and your vision is going to be individual to you. That might not sound like something that's fun at all to you, but what I'm saying is that doing this vision is getting to really daydream about why building your wealth and how money can help you create things in your life that you love. It's a strategic and creative process that requires introspection and deep understanding of what you want. A lot of us don't know what we want. We're just kind of going like robots, surviving, and we haven't thought about what we want. So we can't paint a picture of what our dream life looks like, which should be based on your deepest values, because we're just not taking the time to do that. So I think the end of year, getting ready for the new year, is a great time to think about those things. If you think about why would I want to make more money? Yeah, okay, it might be I want to buy a new car, a new house, fancy jewelry, whatever material things you love, but there's something bigger going on. We want things because of how they make us feel. A couple years ago, when I lost my business and had to move into a rental house, I really wanted to buy a house on the golf course, but not because it wasn't just because I thought it would be great to live on a golf course, mainly where someone else takes care of the yard and it's well manicured and I don't have to pay the water bill and I don't have to mow and I could go play whenever I wanted. And that was a reason. But the main thing that was driving me was that renting made me nervous. Like obviously I have had rental properties for 15 years, so I know that landlords can sell a house at any time. You can raise the rent whenever they want. And I didn't feel safe or in control. But I had to sell my house to get out of that business. So at the time, being a renter was just something that I thought I had to do. When I started dreaming about being a homeowner again, I actually had no clue what exactly I would do to get there. I didn't have a plan, but I just realized that for my security and peace of mind that I really wanted to do that. Once I decided I wanted to do that, I believed that I could somehow make it happen, and that got my brain thinking of new ideas. When you really want something, your mind starts to find ways to help you get it. Your mind, the universe, God, however, but you have to first start thinking about it. And if you're not, then that's why some of these things aren't happening. In my moving story, you fast forward a couple months after I decided I'm going to move to a golf course, I actually did it. I got back to owning a home. I have a new townhome on a lovely golf course. It's even better than the one that I had to sell to get out of my business debt. So the big lesson here is we don't just chase money to have more stuff. We chase it because of a feeling we want. And when we understand that, we can see why having a vision for our money is the first start. One of the things I love about a money vision or dreaming or imagining what we want in our future is that we're generating feelings that feel good, and we don't have to wait for some time in the future when we actually have that. If your brain is thinking about, let's say in my case, living on a golf course, and I'm seeing myself on the deck, sipping a tea, watching the golfers, and I'm feeling peace because I know that I'm not renting it. I feel happy because it's a beautiful day and I feel the sun on me. All of these feelings I'm feeling now, even if I'm not actually on a deck in my house on the golf course yet. Your brain doesn't know what's real and happening now versus what you're dreaming and imagining. Isn't that cool? So we can actually feel the things we want without waiting to get the thing. The weird thing is, as we're generating those feelings that we want to feel, it actually moves us toward that thing we want because we're more likely to take actions to get there because we're feeling the feeling. Again, as I always talk about, thoughts, thinking of how great it is to be on my new deck, lead to feelings, feelings at peace, joy, lead to taking actions, which lead to ultimately the result, which is living on the golf course. Can you see how that process works? When we create this money vision, we're connecting with the deeper reasons why, with the feelings, freedom, security, joy. This connection makes the journey more meaningful and fulfilling. Now, a dream or a vision is different from a goal. It's bigger and it's not time bound. Like my dream to go on annual adventure trips with my family hasn't happened yet, but it's not a goal because I'm not saying we're going to go to Hawaii by the end of the year. I could make it a goal, but when it's a dream, it's not time bound. But we need that vision and that dream so that I can create goals so that they can happen. And this vision helps us create goals that actually matter to us. The problem so often is when we set goals, sometimes they aren't connected to any vision at all, and therefore they don't have deep meaning to us, and we're less likely to achieve them. So I created a vivid framework. This vivid framework is just a way to give us a method or a recipe that combines both written and visual elements so that we can create this vision that we're deeply connected to based on your very own personal aspirations and dreams. The first step to this vivid framework is visualization. People talk about visualization all the time, but seeing your future unleashes the power of your imagination. I just get so excited about this because I've done it so many times, and I just love being able to be in that future right now in my presence. Picture yourself after you're achieving your goal. Again, like me, picture yourself that you're in that home on the golf course, you're on your deck, what you're doing, what you're feeling. I had a client, Jeannie, her dream was to create enough passive income from real estate to quit her government job and run a successful eco-friendly business and make a real impact on the environment. This big dream or vision guided her to all her investment choices, all her career decisions, being clear that this is where she wanted to go, she could actually start to move there. Perhaps you see yourself traveling the world or making a significant contribution about causes you care about. Your visualization is the powerful tool that will open your mind to the possibilities. Okay, there's lots of techniques out there. You can go on YouTube, there's books on various techniques and exercises. So, endless ways to learn how to do this, but I'll just give you some ideas. Let's imagine that your dreams are to be completely 100% debt free. That actually is a dream of mine that all of my properties, including the one I live in on the golf course, that they would all be 100% debt free. One thing I learned from losing my business and various real estate ventures is there is definitely a peace of mind to being debt free. Now, in the real estate world, people love to talk about leverage, and there are true financial reasons to have loans on mortgages that are paying you through rentals. But for me, I've learned that the peace of mind that comes from being 100% debt free is amazing. So that's one of my dreams. Maybe that's one of yours. Anyway, first you want to see this in your mind's eye. Close your eyes. Imagine achieving the goals. In this case, I would imagine what it would be like if I had no debt, including all of my properties. When you're doing this process, you want to use all the senses you can. You want to see every detail of the environment. What do you see? What do you hear? What are your feelings? Who's with you? I might be seeing myself sitting on my back porch with my favorite friend, proudly telling her that I've paid off my last mortgage and am officially debt free. I see her smiling, high fiving me. I see the beautiful flowers and tree behind her. I smell fall in the air and just feel full of pride and accomplishment and confidence oozing. You see, getting real about seeing this is very important. Another good way is to write it down. So maybe describe the typical day in your future, focusing on your feelings and the activities. If you dream of having a business, what does that mean? You wake up at X time, you do this, you meet with clients, really walking through what would that ideal day look like and writing it down. That brings clarity and helps cement what you really want and what those feelings you want. And you need to practice it. So this seems weird to people that they would dream up the story and then they would think about it and practice thinking that again and again. If it's me talking on the back porch with my friend about being debt free, I would be thinking about that like once a day. I would put myself in that place and my brain would go there. Not only am I feeling those great feelings, by the way, that have not happened yet, but by rehearsing it, I am training my brain that this is actually happened. This is a thing. And I don't know why this is weird because this concept is used in athletic training all the time. It's called mental rehearsal, which is when you practice, practice, practice and visualize the steps. Like athletes visualize, let's say you're a kicker, and I'm going to get the thing wrong, but you're a kicker in football. You have visualized kicking that ball so many times. You have kicked the ball and you have thought about kicking the ball. You have thought about all the challenges that are going to happen when you're kicking the ball, that it might be snowing, but you're going to kick the ball. What are you going to do to overcome those challenges that might happen? This mental rehearsal is what helps us get there, and we feel it already before it's even happened. I also want to reiterate that your core values are crucial to shaping your vision. I have a friend, Lisa, who prioritized health and wellness in her life. Her financial vision was about building a wellness retreat. So she aligned her career with this passion for healthy living. She could only do that because she knew that was her ultimate vision. It only matters if it's truly important to you. It was very important to her to have her life, her career, her job be focused on health and wellness. That was one of her core values. So when you know that, then you can have a dream and a vision, and that's where you can start creating it. One of my visions involved creating a family business that could be passed down for generations, symbolizing stability and legacy. Now, as we know, that vision didn't work out for me, but my core values remain the same and they guide me to new possibilities. My core value of having a strong family, building memories together, leaving a legacy, that just looks different now. It's not through that business. That didn't work out, but it's still a core value and therefore a very important part of any vision that I create. Also, on that note, your vision is not in cement. Your vision changes because your desires change, your seasons of life change. Like at that time, my vision was to have this family business. That is no longer in my dream, so to speak. And that's good because things change because we change and evolve. So think about basically what makes you tick. What makes you feel energized? What are your non negotiable values? What aspects of life do you hold dear? And then align your core values with them. This creates this incredibly powerful synergy that will actually drive you to that dream. If you're stuck and you don't know where to begin, start at the end. like the literal end of your life. Like I said earlier, imagine that you are in the final chapters, looking back on your entire journey. Trust me, it's unlikely you'll regret not spending more time at work. Instead, you're going to value those special moments spent with loved ones and taking on those big adventures and being proud of what you created and what you did in the world and how you help people. This might make you think of a business you've never thought about exploring, or traveling to new corners of the world, or being in a ministry. Studies show that this reverse thinking is powerful in connecting you with what truly matters. Your dreams are important. Let them guide you. Let me share with you 3 simple exercises that can help you match your money choices to what matters to you most. And I have used all of these in various times in my life. The first one I'm calling a values mapping exercise. This is like drawing a map between your deeply held beliefs. Start by just writing down 5 things you truly care about. And then next to each one of those, write how money could help support that value. So, for example, if one of mine is to create family memories, how money can help support that is having extra money to go on a big adventure trip once a year with the entire family. So you can do this mapping exercise, which can really help connect. Another one I can think of, if family is one of your core values, that perhaps saving for your kids' college, or in my case, I had a goal to pay off my kids' student loans because I didn't want them to start their careers being riddled with it. You can see how important family is to me and how I attach and map them to goals. The second way is values based money decisions. As you're going through your day, your life, spending money on things, ask yourself the question, does this purchase match what I care about? Will I feel good about this? A lot of times when I'm making a big purchase, I'll ask myself, will I be happy with this a year from now? That can help you stay away from those impulse buys that we all do, especially now with Amazon and how easy it is and social media. Also ask yourself, could this money better serve my values somewhere else? So let's use a non-money related real life example. Say you value health and family. You might choose a smaller house in a walkable neighborhood with parks nearby rather than a bigger house in an area where you'd have to drive everywhere. You can just connect how you're going to make decisions based on your values. Okay, in case I lost you there, the Vivid framework starts with visualizations. Then we just talked about inner values, which is aligning your dreams. Now we're going to talk about what I call vivid descriptions. Vivid descriptions is basically taking that visualization that we created that matches to our inner desires and thinking of a high level roadmap of how to get there. And I'm not talking about goals yet, not that are time bound, not that are a real plan. We'll talk about that next week. This is more high level. What are the buckets of things that we would need to do? I think of this description as a flow chart of the big things that are going to get you there, maybe a money blueprint where we're mapping out potential opportunities that can help us get to that big vision that we want, but not that are specific goals yet. It's just a way to take that big dream and give it a little more definition and description so that you can have clarity as you do the next step with writing your goals. So they're all connected. The next I in the framework is imagery board. Some people call this a vision board, and it's just a visual representation of everything we've been talking about. It could be a collage, images, quotes, whatever you want it to be. And it doesn't have to be a physical board. There are many ways to create one. You can do a digital vision board, which I do, which I simply have a PowerPoint and I copy paste images onto it. It's a screensaver on my phone. So I remember every time I look at my phone. So that's a way to do it. You could do like a scrapbook, which is just you get pictures and you put it in there. There's really endless ways to do this. The idea is that you're putting visuals to these dreams so that you can see them more vividly in your mind and you have ways to remember to think about them. And the visuals help you create those feelings, which are going to help you get there. Again, the key to this vision board is that it's personal and it's inspiring to you, that it reflects your unique dreams that help motivate you to take action. That is the goal. It's not just seeing them because you have to have that. A lot of people spend time on these vision boards and it never quote unquote works because they haven't attached their feelings and emotions to it. And that's the key. The last part of this framework is dream. Creating a dream narrative or a future story, taking everything we've done and writing about our future self, already living that life that you want. It's this emotional connection that you're building. So one way I do this is write myself a letter from my future. And this letter is telling me how proud I am for everything that I've done. It's from my future to myself now. I will warn you, when you try to do these things, all of them from a vision, goals, habits, your brain is going to try to convince you that it's not possible, but you have to resist that. Your task during this vision creation is to imagine, to feel, and to experience. So you can tell your brain when your brain offers you ideas like, this is stupid. People are dumb that do vision boards or whatever it is you're trying to do. You can just acknowledge your brain and say thank you because your brain will try to dissuade you. The reason being, your brain is there to protect you. And so if you're doing this big exercise where you're dreaming about everything that's possible, your brain is protecting you because they don't want you to get hurt or to be discouraged. So it's going to dissuade you ahead of time in a protective mechanism. So you can just think it. You don't need to let the brain and these thoughts it's offering you have any meaning. These exercises of creating a vision should be exhilarating and enjoyable. It's so fun to me. Each step in this vivid framework isn't just a task. It's an opportunity to explore your dreams in different ways. You don't have to follow it. They're just ideas. They're just different ways to create this vision. Have fun with it. Experiment. Maybe some things you like, maybe some you don't. But the whole idea is that you're creating this vision that we can now put goals to next week. Friends, I encourage you to explore these tools and exercises. Take some time to dream big about the life that you want. If this show resonated with you, please share it with someone who could benefit. And don't forget, head on over to hermoneycoach.com to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter for money mindset tips and tricks. I can't wait to work on building powerful goals with you next week. Until then, remember, you have the power to change your financial future, and I'm here cheering you on every step of the way.